Welcome back to Brands Hatch, Thundersport GB. It's the motorbike accident law. Formula 600's up next. Wonderful race from them earlier on, Steve. Benfield taking a superb win. And, well, the tension mounting there. He's on pole position. There's Jimmy Dye, who's popping into the series. And there, another of our regulars, second in the championship, 22, Richie McNeil.
Yes, fourth on the grid there is 88, that's Chris Thompson, but Richie McNeil will be hoping, or will be wishing Jimmy Dye hadn't turned up, because he's taking valuable points at the moment away from him, because Benfield has got his claws stuck into this championship, and he's starting to stretch away. The lights go out, and it's a good start from pretty much everyone on the front row, and well, what a start from Benfield.
It's a fantastic start. Look down at the bottom of the picture. Tom McHale, I don't know what he does, but he gets brilliant starts from quite a long way back. It's another good one for him.
He started 13th on the grid, Tom McHale. That's a brilliant start. He really does launch it. But Richie McNeil went round the outside into Paddock Hill Bend, and, well, he knows what happened in race one, so he'll be looking to try and put some decent laps in now.
Tom McHale up into fourth. That was an absolute crackerjack start. But yes, and the problems there early in proceedings for 77, Richie Thornton. The bike has cried enough.
Yeah, Richie just pulls out there. You see Adam Oliver going around clearways. Adam not having the best of weekends. I think it's one to forget for him. He was an early championship contender, but not gone really his way. Look at that start also, a little bit further back. Max Simmons, number 3 up behind Chris Thompson. Max Simmons really is getting to grips with that Triumph 675. He's almost in the 49s. That's really impressive.
Yeah, this is a youngster who's been knocking on the door in the Aprilia Super Teens up to this point, but has found it hard to break into maybe the top half dozen, 7 or 8 of the Aprilia Super Teens, but he's loving it out there on the 600. He's completely undaunted by the power available, isn't he?
Well, it's his height is the problem. I think he would have, had he been height size like the rest of them, he would have had another crack at that championship next year, but his height's so against him, and speed-wise on an Aprilia 125, he's chosen to try it, but it seems to be working out okay. At the front, though, it's Richie McNeil, number 22, second in the championship at the moment. Then it's our visitor, Jimmy Dye, who comes in for this wildcard round, and he's in second ahead of Benfield, the series leader.
Well, Field and McNeil there, and a Jimmy sandwich. There he is, stuck in between them. But Richie McNeil holding it at the moment. Runs a little wide in the top of clearways there. You don't need to be offering too much in the way of invitation to the likes of Jimmy Dye, but just holding station there as they run down into Paddock Hill Bend. This time, well, Dye thinking about having a look at Paddock Hill Bend, but just eases back out of this. Again, Steve, nice long race this. You can actually build your race because there are plenty of laps to play with.
Yes, 16 laps, 2 16 lappers today. Of course, they had well over 20 laps yesterday in Superpole. You've got to have some stamina, you know. That many laps around Brands Indy, we've said already in the show here that it's, you know, there's no rest at all. The Cooper Straight is hardly a straight. And all the way around, after clearways to Paddock Hill, you're cranked right over, so it's physically demanding.
And you see Jimmy Dye in between the two mainly white machines. The Suzuki of McNeil, the Honda of Benfield. So 3 different manufacturers represented in the top 3 machines at the moment.
Just saw Marcus Woodbine, Chris Wilkinson and Simon Critchlow going round. Back to the front, it's now a 6-wheel battle for the lead, and Benfield's now on terms with Jimmy Dye, moves up into second.
Goodness me. Jimmy Dye just run the wheels right up onto the curbs at the exit of Graham Hill, and well, I do think if you can stay off those curbs, you can just keep a little bit more pace, a little bit more traction, and Benfield there taking advantage immediately of that slight error. And there we see Marcus Woodbine and Chris Wilkinson being caught by Simon Critchlow. Up the front, our 3 leaders, well, it's actually absolutely together. And Richie McNeil still holding a lead, running very wide. through Graham Hill Bend, and Ben Field, my goodness me, gets that bike turned, sat up and go. He's so quick through there. And Ben Field takes the lead from Richie McNeil and Jimmy Dye.
Yeah, a 48.4. I'm pretty sure that's lap record gone in this Formula 600 class. That is a good job done there by Ben Field. And of course, he's got one hand on that title now. There's Adam Oliver with Max Simmons accompany.
Max Simmons, he's a bit of a Whittam guy, isn't he? He just gets off that bike and almost runs away from it. He's so far off the machine.
Yeah, he's going to need chin sliders, isn't he? There's Joe Carnell. Number 6, just go around, but Ben Field at the front here with Richie McNeil just behind. If he wins this race, oh, look at that lovely move from Richie McNeil. Brilliant stuff. Oh, no, he's run out. Oh, that's such a shame. He's gone up the inside, run it out wide, and that could be race over, you know. That's a shame. He didn't deserve that. But Ben Field here, if he wins, you know, a 65-point lead with only 150 available, you have to say that he's in pole position. But, well, stranger things have happened. We'll have to wait and see at Alton Park.
Well, that little move there could have a huge cost, as you say, for Richie, because Jimmy Dye has got through up into second place. So Richie McNeil, who momentarily was leading, down into third. And Ben Field, well, you don't fancy Ben has simply ironed mistakes out. You could say there was a time earlier in the year when he needed the old super glue on the saddle. He was stepping off rather too often, but he's that's something a wrinkle that's gone now.
Yeah, and I think Richie McNeil will be praying for rain. He'll be doing his rain dances at Alton Park and at Mallory Park because he's hot stuff in the wet. And Ben, well, he's a good rider in the wet, but I'm not sure he's a match for Richie when the conditions get a bit slippery. That certainly could make things interesting, but well, we will wait and see.
Well, there's Richie McNeil in third place, still doing the hunting down at Ben Field, across the line onto another lap. He's put a gap on Jimmy Dye. I have to say, you know, that is not the easiest thing to do. Last lap flag is out. Tom Cale is just running at the moment in fourth place ahead of Chris Thompson. Adam Oliver has Marcus Woodbine behind him. And Max Simmons still inside the top 10, which is a good run from Max.
Foot off the peg at the wrong moment on the last lap there from Ben Field, and he's just got to keep it smooth now. He's got about a second, nearly a 2-second lead now, but that's going to be enough for the win. He's been the best rider in this class all weekend, and another 25 points for Field.
Yeah, and an extremely quick lap, fastest of the race to go with it. And the checkered flag being given some air there, and that is the end of a very successful weekend for Ben Field. And the congratulations there of Jimmy Dye. But, Richie McNeil, well, he's got to gird his loins before Alton Park. Field and Dye, McNeil third, Tom McHale fourth, Chris Thompson fifth, Adam Oliver in sixth place. On the podium then, Ben Field between Jimmy Dye and Richie McNeil. In the standings, Ben Field is looking more comfortable, isn't it? Richie McNeil in second. Craig Sproston, who misses out on Brands, he's still third.